Okay, I had to make this comparison. To play with one and then just to play with the other, put a review out and never even speak of each other, I think that's just wrong. Now Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten, they're practically twins, boys. These are the competitive rewards. But here's the thing about twins. You gotta see what they look like with the clothes off. It's the only way to really see what the difference is. So let's break these guns down, boys. By the way, shout out to OSK for letting me get on his account and play with this thing. He was the first to reach Legend rank in Destiny 2. So if you want to watch some nasty gameplay, he is one of the few hunters I respect. Check him out on Twitch, boys. He only sets like every record in the game. Alright, so let's do this weapon comparison. Right off the bat, guys, they both possess the same perk or the same trait. Magnificent Howl. Rapidly landing 2 precision shots grants a short period of bonus damage until your next kill or miss. So in today's comparison, we're going to definitely touch up on the perks that are on each one of these weapons because they are static roll from what I'm being told, as well as the masterwork, but most of all, we're going to discuss Magnificent Howl and which one of these weapons is better at activating that trait, because that is the key to this hand cannon. There's a lot of good 180 hand cannons. Trust is a phenomenal 180 hand cannon, but the reason why Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl outclasses that 180 as well as other 180s is because they can easily 3-tap if you're precise. So let's break down these perks. Right off the bat, guys, Not Forgotten rolls with extended barrel, accurized rounds, Zen moment, of course Magnificent Howl, and its masterwork for range. Now Luna's Howl, guys, it rolls with polygonal rifling, drop mag, Zen moment as well, Magnificent Howl, and the masterwork for it is stability. So one is advocating to be a more mid-range weapon while the other one more close quarter combat. Now I played with Luna's Howl the other day and I thought it was phenomenal. I said it was the best hand cannon in the game. It was deadly, boys. Activating Magnificent Howl was second nature to it. No problem activating with that stability mod as well as polygonal rifling. In game types like Rumble, I was able to do just fine with it. Of course, in most Rumble games, a lot of people are playing aggressively. Now this morning with Not Forgotten, I played a number of different games. Regular quick play, about 2 or 3 Rumble games, and it had a different feel to it. The hand cannon can handle itself in ranges that I could not do with Luna's Howl. It's one thing to have further damage fall off with that range stat, but to simultaneously be able to keep that reticle stickiness at the mid-range with a 180 hand cannon of all things is impressive. I said the other day that the perk Magnificent Howl gives the player the ability to 3-tap. Matter of fact, you can 2-crit 1 body shot any Guardian, 10 resilience or less. So needless to say, it's guaranteed. What I didn't mention was that at that mid-range level, when you do begin to have damage fall off, there will be times that a player can still live. That crit that should be 57 per crit, now might only be hitting 50 per crit. Therefore, that damage fall off keeps you from having that weapon forgiveness of 2 crits, 1 body shot, which would result in you having to land all 3 crits in order to take advantage of Magnificent Howl and to reach that optimal time to kill of 0.67. Now before I get into my conclusion of these weapons, understand that in the database these weapons are not present, as in we cannot look at all of their hidden stats. So the review and comparison that I'm giving you today is from my experience after playing a number of games with these weapons, both in 6v6 and in Rumble. Despite Not Forgotten being the legend reward, being the sexier weapon, and the weapon of choice of many, in my hands, the weapon that was more reliable, that activated Magnificent Howl more often, was Luna's Howl. Now this comparison is not to say that Luna's Howl is better than Not Forgotten. I just believe there is a very defined skill gap there. Luna's Howl, with the amount of stability it had, alongside with Zen Moment, I felt like it was a 180 on training wheels, and therefore very easy to manage Magnificent Howl on the weapon. But Not Forgotten can do everything that Luna's Howl can do, but more, by having that range stat, by reaching out into those mid-range levels. Again, that's why I say there is a skill gap that I think higher tier players will probably be more likely to use Not Forgotten. Now me personally, if I was to fight in the mid-range, I would feel more comfortable with a lot of other weapons, pulse rifles especially. So to me, 180 round per minute hand cannons has always been that close range weapon, which is why I love to pair them with things like snipers. Now if you're a shotgun user, or if you play Rumble a bunch, Not Forgotten probably would be your better choice, because it can juggle those mid-range gunfights a lot better, thus allowing you to rock your second weapon to be purely a close quarter combat weapon. So honestly guys, I think they're both really good hand cannons. I do still choose Luna's Howl over Not Forgotten. I know that sounds wrong, because like the higher ranked things, or the harder it is to get something, that should be the better weapon, right? Like, Not Forgotten should outclass Luna's Howl on every level. But for me, fellas, it just didn't seem that way. So guys, that is my comparison of these two competitive weapons. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I know this probably differs from a lot of other streamers and YouTubers, but these are my honest opinions on both of them. So guys, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.